All right, my second plugin that I'm really excited about at the moment is something I've been waiting on forever, and that is this Custom Opto compressor from Slate. This is available in their subscription, which I believe is like $9.99 a month, and you get all of the Slate digital stuff, which to me, I still feel like that's like the best deal in audio. But again, this is not really an ad for that. I just wanted to let you know where you could get it. But what the Custom Opto is it's basically an opto compressor that has a bunch of different modules. So this is kind of going to replicate or emulate / replace something like an LA2A, a CO1B, something that's going to be a little bit slower. However, I find the LA2A, while it's a great kind of compressor, I do find it very limited in how I can adjust it. And with the CO1B, it's got a little bit more than the LA2A. I do like the sound a little bit more, but again, you're not going to get things like these tone controls. And honestly, it's a little hard to find a good CO1B replica. Like I had to buy one from UAD or Softtube, and those were super expensive. This is just nice to have in the subscription bundle, and I feel like it just sounds a little bit better, and I like the flexibility a little bit better than the CO1Bs that I've been trying and most of the LA2As that I've been trying. So this is kind of my go-to opto compressor now. I've used it on a couple mixes since I downloaded it last week. But basically, I'm just popping it after an 1176. I'll kind of show you what it sounds like on a vocal, and I'll just show you some of the functionalities.
Let me see ya. Go ahead and swipe the visa, just to treat ya. Cartier look like a freezer. Margarita, just so much they call me C.
All right, so for this, you can hear as soon as I engage it, it kind of tightens everything up. So we have a peak reduction right here, which is going to be the same as kind of the reduction on something like a LA2A. The more I turn that up, the more compression I'm going to get. We have a ratio right here, which is really nice because that's not something that we have on an LA2A. So we can kind of adjust that ratio and get a little bit more flexibility out of this as an opto compressor. We do have the speed right here, and then we've got the output gain. So, you know, you can just level match it if that's how you like to gain stage your mixes. But something that I'm really excited about is this tone control. So what I'll do is I'll kind of play it as I swap through some of these. So you've got flat, smooth, warm, aggro, and airy. For this, I'm using airy, but let me just kind of swap through and show you exactly what it sounds like.
Let me see ya. Go ahead and swipe the visa, just to treat ya. Cartier look like a freezer. Margarita, just so much they call me Caesar. Backstabbing motherfuckers gonna catch a case.
So flat is a pretty general sound. I don't really find it doing too much coloration. It's really just giving me that tight compression that I want in an opto compressor. Smooth, I feel like it's kind of balancing out some of those high resonances, and it's just kind of flattening out that top end. Warm, I feel like is adding a little bit of saturation in kind of the low mids and the mids just to thicken it up a little bit. Aggro, I feel like it's putting a nice little bit of saturation throughout the entire spectrum. I feel like that could be really great to help something pop out in a mix, especially if you're going to hit this pretty hard with, you know, 8 to 10 or more dB of gain reduction. And then airy, I feel like just adds a nice little bit of top sheen, which was perfect for what I was going for. The last thing that I really love in this is what Slate does in most of their plugins, and that's add a mix knob. Again, that's something that is hit or miss for me with compressors. I love having the option where I don't have to set up a parallel chain. Every time I want to use something like an opto compressor, it's nice that I just have this in. So if I wanted to dial this in super hard.
Let me see ya. Go ahead and swipe the visa, just to treat ya.
But then dial that back as a mix, that'll kind of give me that parallel vocal compression that you hear people talking about a ton without having to go through the pain of actually setting that up. It'll help when I print stems later. It's just something that's really nice to have, and I'm super excited that Slate has added an opto compressor, other than the LA2A that they did earlier this year, which was great as well. But this to me is a perfect replacement for something like a CO1B or an LA2A that you have just a little bit more functionality and control over. So definitely go check that one out if you're looking for a solid compressor.